With all the changes to the Thrift Savings Plan, we wanted to take a look at the statement. So in this episode, we're going to look at an actual statement and see what the TSP did that made it better, and also some of the things that made it a lot more confusing for you to understand your TSP. Welcome. I'm Ed Smith, President of Valor Wealth Partners, where we're dedicated to educating federal employees on your complex and often underutilized benefits. When we're looking at the statement, because it has changed with all of these new Thrift Savings Plan rules, we really have to dig in to see what this means for you. So we're going to look at a statement and really figure out how this is affecting you. There was some good things in the old statement that they got rid of. And with the new statement, they did make a little bit of changes that make it a little bit clearer and fairer. But overall, it's just a waste of money in my opinion. Let's take a look at that statement. Okay, so here is the TSP statement. One of the first things you want to look at is the date. Okay, so the statement date is July 28th. All right, and this is an actual statement from a client that we've got their permission. We did obviously change personal information. So the statement date is July 28th, but that's not the date of the information. All right, this is the quarterly account statement. You will have most likely a different annual one. We haven't seen one yet because it hasn't come out yet. All right, the date is actually from 5/26 to 6/30. So again, where the date is up here of July 28th, this is the date it was actually created, and this is the period of time that you're looking at, two different numbers. When you're looking at a quarterly, you might say, well, geez, this is not a full quarter. That is true. On these statements, what they did was they actually took the part of time from the conversion of these statements. You would be getting a paper statement from the remainder, and there's a disclaimer later on in the statement that says this. Okay, so it is only a partial quarter, not the full quarter. Opening balance, the converted balance that came over. All right, gains and losses, and then closing balance. All right, you also have the personal rate of return here. This is something that is very different than the last statement. The old statement, the personal rate of return, included contributions. In this statement, it does not. Now, on this statement, there is no contributions or deposits going to the account. And you might think that is very odd for a federal employee not to be taking advantage of the 5% match. In this situation, the employee is actually retired. They've been retired for about 4 to 5 months. Okay. And so that's why there are no contributions going in. Over to the right-hand side, you see contributions and earnings. All right. I don't know why this is here. This is not the most important information that you want to be looking at. Generally, you want to be looking at what's in your TSP, not how it got there. But this is what the TSP thought it was most important for you. They want to show you how much you put in and then how much was matched or the employer put in, the federal government. As you'll see, this number is 84,000, but over here we only have 59,000. So there's a big discrepancy here. What's going on? It's actually in the disclaimers. We can see that there is outstanding loan balance of $25,000. The other thing you want to be looking at is that I had just mentioned that this employee has been retired for 4 to 5 months. Normally, they would have been forced to pay off that loan already. For some reason, maybe it's a conversion, I don't know, but they have not forced this client to be able to do this. So we're going to see actually if they're going to do that in the near future, or if it's just an oversight and maybe the software hasn't caught up with it. Okay, as we scroll down the statement, we want to start looking at some other things. They do have traditional and Roth in it, and the portfolio, and then it breaks down the dollar, the amount that's in each one of them, where the match came from, where the 1 to 3, 1% came in, percentage of balances. They also have your non-taxable Roth balance over here, which matches over on the Roth number over on this side. All right, now we get to your asset allocation. This statement is very clear. You have bonds and you have stocks. If you have a life cycle fund, you will have a third category, which is not an asset class, but for some reason, the TSP wants to let you know that you have life cycle funds and bonds and stocks. But a life cycle fund is made up of bonds and stocks, but those don't go towards the percentage. They consider it a completely different asset class. Very confusing. And if you're trying to figure this out, it is not helpful at all. With this situation, because we're using the individual funds, it is clear of where that is. Nice little tip over here. As we scroll down, we're going to see the breakdown again of the allocations. Again, we've already seen some of this stuff, so it's just a little bit more clear of where this is coming in and the dollar amounts and everything that's going in. One of the things they do like is the rates of return, and they break them up in the year-to-date 1, 3, and 5-year periods for all of the funds that are available, life cycle and the individual funds themselves. So they have these funds here, and you can just take a look at them. They have all 5 of the general funds right here at the very bottom. All right. Fees and expense, they talk about this. And here's the loan. The date of the loan, when this person took it out, the remaining balance, the payment, and also schedule repayment date. Obviously, this should be sooner because they're no longer working, but that didn't happen. All right. Last thing is beneficiaries that we really want to be looking at. Many people did not get their beneficiaries transferred over. So you will have an orange triangle versus the beneficiaries spelled out on the statement like it is now. If you have the orange triangle, they will say to contact tsp.gov because it didn't carry over, even though you might have filled out the TSP3 form before. Okay, so please make sure that's taken care of. This is the statement talking about how your statements are going to come in the future, which will not be paper. You'll have to request paper. So you have that ability right there. And then you just have just basic information and how to contact the TSP. So that is the TSP statement as it is right now. For good or for bad, I'm not really too fond of everything that was going on with the statement, but that's where it is. Hopefully this was educational for you so you can be able to see how to read your TSP and also where to find it. When you're looking at the statement, it's a valuable piece of information so you know what's going on. It should be more clear for you so you can make financial decisions for you and your family. Thank you for your time today, and we look forward to educating you in the next video.